kind of giving us your impression of where the country is right now and where the campaign is and where you are. So you have the floor for the first few minutes.
I appreciate that, and I do appreciate all of your time. This is important, I think, not only to the district, I think it's important to me. I always plan to stay in touch with the media in the Northern District of Mississippi. I appreciate the fact that this is the largest daily paper probably north of Jackson. I think I'd be mighty remiss if I didn't say thank you for the endorsement, not only back during the primary, but in the special election. It is my great desire that the Northeast Mississippi Daily Journal and I always have a good relationship. I don't think it's nearly as important that we always agree, but I think on more points than not, I think we will agree. When I was here last, I had an opportunity to tell you about me, and so I'm not going to bore you with that because you all don't need to hear that twice. But at that time, I also told you what I had hoped to do in Washington, and I hope today to be able to tell you some things that have happened since I've been up there in basically 4.5 short months. And the time has flown by. It is a different world up there, a different world than I've ever been exposed to in my life. When you grow up in Prentiss County, even if you live in town as I did, you are still in rural Northeast Mississippi. It always actually does my heart good, though, to be in a room full of people who understand me when I talk and that I understand y'all. And y'all understand what y'all means. When I was sworn in that day, many people came up to me later and said, "Oh, you just did a good job. Thank you for your remarks. They were brief but appropriate, et cetera, et cetera." My colleague, Gene Taylor, from the coast, said, "Before you get the big head about what you said, let me just tell you, they didn't understand the words you said." I had to interpret everything that you said. They have been very kind to me. I was endorsed by the Blue Dog Coalition in the United States House of Representatives, and I will tell you, they're just the finest group of people I have met. I have found a home with the Blue Dogs. The Blue Dogs and I share a philosophy about this country, about this nation, about where we are, about where we should be, about where we're going, where we hope to go. They are sometimes called the conscience of the United States House of Representatives. And I'll tell you from experience, and being a part of them, and being a member, albeit one of the, well, actually the newest member, I will tell you they are the conscience of the United States House of Representatives. They are the only group, regardless of party, that really thinks about the fiscal responsibility aspect of this nation. Their attempt not to waste money. And you know, we come from everywhere. Most people think the Blue Dogs are only Southerners, and I will tell you the great bulk of them are, but they're from California and New York and Florida and Texas, so they're from everywhere. They're from Oklahoma. But a great number of Southerners who, whether we are right or whether we are wrong, I just agree with the Southern Democrats most all the time. Not every time. We divided on the bailout vote. And the Blue Dogs don't try to force you to vote. They don't try to force you to vote a certain way. They try to help the other members be informed. And we have a weekly meeting every Tuesday at 5, basically. We try to get together. That has just been sort of a comfort day for me, I guess, just to be in the room with those other 48 men and women who at least share my philosophy and that sort of thing. I will tell you a lot of some disappointment since I've been there. I'm not naive. I'm 50 years old. I've been, around the track more than once in some of them. The partisanship was worse than I even realized it would be. But I still rose above that. I still have gone up there and done exactly what I told you all I would do when I sat at this table some 6 or 7 months ago, 8 months ago, whatever, however long it's been. I've still gone up there with an open mind. An open mind, though, that understands North Mississippians. An open mind that is still willing to reach across the aisle and work with Republicans when I think they're right. Work with my party when I think they're right. It's unfortunate that the divisiveness is there and is as strong as it is. But it just is. And I know that I don't have the power to change that. But I have the power to be a part of changing it. And I hope to do that. Already, during this crisis, we met with the Tuesday group. And have y'all ever heard of the Tuesday group? Well, I'm going to be real frank with you. No, I'm glad, because nor had I until after Congress. The Tuesday group is a moderate group of Republicans, or group of moderate Republicans, maybe I should say. We had a joint meeting with the Blue Dogs just to talk about some options on this bailout. The moderate Republicans as a whole were not excited about this. The Blue Dogs were not excited about it, even though about half voted for it. That was a real good meeting. I said to Alan Boyd, one of our co-chairs, I hope we do this again. I hope we meet with this group again. I don't really remember exactly how many is in the group, but probably 25 or 30 showed up that morning. And we're 49 strong. We're 49 members strong in the Blue Dogs, and we think we can make a difference. We think we are making a difference. As a matter of fact, in the bill, in the bailout bill, John Tanner, who incidentally has just become my hero, I was just going to tell you all that. Everybody has to have one, and he's mine in the United States House of Representatives. John Tanner was solely responsible for getting that recoupment clause in that bailout bill. The president didn't want it. The House and Senate leadership on both parties didn't want it. Policy didn't want it. But John Tanner and the Blue Dogs did, and he stood up for it, and the Blue Dogs backed him. Even though, in my opinion, they watered it down, it would not have been in there at all had it not.